Hey, what's happening, people? Thank you for tuning in to the Lions Roar vlog. We are on chapter 30. I'm sorry, we're on chapter 44 of the first book of Adam and Eve. Hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell. If you have been listening, and if this ain't your first time seeing me, then and you've enjoyed all the information up to this point, please hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell so you can know when I post and you can see the newest information and you can keep up. I am now about to start posting these on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's going to be the days. The times is I'm going to try and get them in the evening. So when I'm going to do like live premieres of it so you can kind of like come in and watch it when it's first fresh up. So I appreciate y'all coming back and everything. Let's go ahead and jump into chapter 44, the first book of Adam and Eve, okay? Yet Adam and Eve were standing and looking at the fire and unable to come near the cave from the dread of the fire. Please listen to the previous video to catch up to where we are, okay? But real quick, Satan has set a crazy fire near the cave. Adam and Eve are distraught about it. It's been burning from noonday up until dusk, and they kind of not really feeling it. Adam especially is really always going through it because he was in a higher state than what Eve, like Adam would have been in that higher state way longer than Eve was. Understand? So, okay. So Adam knew what he missed and what he lost way more than Eve did. All right. So, and Satan kept on bringing trees and throwing them into the fire until the flame thereof rose up on high and covered the whole cave, thinking as he did in his own mind to consume the cave with much fire, but the angel of the Most High was guarding it. Now, here, I wonder, did this just mean that the fire just spread? Because they're saying like, oh man, Satan came and he keeps throwing trees into the fire. I think that just means that this fire, the energy of this fire, like what caused it, which is Satan, is spread into more trees, more area, and it started to engulf the cave and just the area around it and everything like that. That's what I think it says. And yet he could not curse Satan nor injure him with word because he had no authority over him, neither did he take to doing so with words from his mouth. Therefore did the angel bear with him without saying one bad word until the word of the Most High came, who said to Satan, go hence. Once before didst thou deceive my servants, my creation, and this time you seek to destroy them. In other words, get on, dude, like, because I'm about to get at you. Were it not for my mercy, I would have destroyed thee and thy host from off the earth. But I have had patience with thee unto the end of the world. So in other words, the human has an expected end. That darkened one has an expected end also. But I find it very interesting that the angel was not able to. It says he could not curse Satan nor injure him by word because he had no authority over him. Now that's very interesting, because don't the angel represent the Most High? How did he not have no authority over this darkened one? How did he not have no authority? But then it's very interesting that when you know the path of these scriptures, and you start understanding that after the sacrifice of Yahshua, and this is kind of like what I said in the previous video, after the sacrifice of Yahshua, you gain, there's a certain gaining, we gain power over the enemy at that point. So the enemy can't come step into us like that. Like a true follower of the Most High, the enemy don't get to step to us. It just is what it is. Like you, bro, like if you know better and you know that he comes across you, then you can do what it says here, that angel could not curse Satan nor injure him by word because he had no authority over him. Neither did he take to doing so with words from his mouth. Oh, we hear. Oh, we can. We can. Man, there are scriptures. Not only are there scriptures, but then there's real time, real life situations where you might have to call that darkened one out and really put it into him. Like, hey, dog, nope. And he falls in, and you have the authority over him. Why? Because of the sacrifice of the son. Going all the way back to these books of Adam and Eve, which is letting us know this, right? So I just find that very interesting, that right here at this state, that angel didn't have the power to get at to get at Satan, that darkened one. But because of the sacrifice of the son, and because of God coming into the flesh, and like what he said in the previous video, when I bust up all this iron and all the weird things of man, and I come with the keys to life from death and the grave, and I bust all that junk up that these low vibing devil minds are doing, yeah, that's when you're gonna get some power. And lo and behold, that's how come a human in this time that really is walking with the Spirit of the Most High, man, please, like, let me tell you something. You know how many times I have got at that devil? You know how many times I get at devils and demons and Satan and all that? Man, I don't play that junk at all. So I'm just saying, like, that's very interesting to me. Then Satan fled from before the Lord, the Most High, the highest one. But the fire went on burning around the cave like a coal fire the whole day. Like, because coal will burn and burn and burn and burn, depending, man, like, even if you don't see no flames, them coals can still be extremely hot. Which was the 46th day Adam and Eve had spent since they came out of the garden. And when Adam and Eve saw that the heat of the fire had somewhat cooled down, they began to walk towards the cave to get into it as they were wont. But they could not by reason of the heat of the fire. So they tried to go into the cave, but they couldn't because of the heat of the fire. Then they both took to weeping because of the fire that made separation between them and the cave, and that drew towards them burning, and they were afraid. Then Adam said to Eve, "See this fire of which we have a portion in us, which formerly yielded to us, but no longer does so now that we have transgressed the limit of creation and changed our condition, and our nature is altered." I'm about to read that one more time because that is a very powerful statement right here. Listen close and pay attention to what Adam just said. Listen. Then Adam said to Eve, "See this fire of which we have a portion in us." Light, intensity, okay, which formerly yielded to us. So again, what did I tell you? Adam knows more than even Eve does as far as it comes down to the higher state that he has slipped from into the lower state because of his transgression. He knows. He really knows. And he keeps saying things about it. But no longer does so. He doesn't yield to us and is not part of us anymore. So now, and remember, they always talked about that light, how they were light. And then all of a sudden now they're in this animal state. Remember what the Spirit told them? I now have to give you the body of this skin and cover yourself with this skin that now gets hot and cold. That tells you right there we were in a different state. Deep stuff. So he says, now that we have transgressed the limits of creation and changed our condition, and our nature is altered. So that it keeps indicating that they literally changed. Okay, from one state to another. All right, definitely in the mind. But the fire is not changed in its nature, nor altered from its creation. Therefore, it has now power over us, and when we come near it, it scorches our flesh. So that's very interesting, because maybe at some point, that fire, they knew something about it different. Okay, now we are on chapter 45. Then Adam rose up and prayed to the Most High, saying, see, this fire has made separation between us and the cave in which you has commanded us to dwell. But now, behold, we cannot go into it. When the Most High heard Adam and sent his word, and it said, O Adam, see this fire, how different the flame and the heat thereof are from the garden of delights and the good things in it. When thou was under my control, when you were under my command, when you were following me, all creatures yielded to you. But after you transgress my commandment, they all rise over you. Animal state. Okay. Again, remember what the Most High told him. Animal state. It's an animal state that you're in now. Again, and again, we were called to be the stewards of the earth. These animals were not supposed to be, and then you got these humans that want to run around poaching and killing the animals and taking the heads and putting it in their house. And that's supposed to be something that's so great. I love animals and I love science. So I used to be like at all like, oh, look at the head. But man, once I realized like how barbaric that mess is, why are humans so caught up in destructive junk, bro? What's wrong with them? Something wrong with them. Some of them. I'm just saying. It's something wrong with them. And you better start seeing it. Because if you don't want to see it, you might be the one find yourself in a crazy situation with them same ones there's something wrong with. You better see that demon and that devil. But these animals were supposed to always be with us. So this is very interesting what he says right here. They're all over you now. They're over you. Think about that. Think about that. In other words, they're not going to obey you, bro. You about to have some point in case. Go ahead and go into South Africa and go into the bushveld. Go ahead and walk around at night in the bush. Go ahead and walk around at night in bush and see you won't make it out. The hippopotamuses will get you themselves, and they ain't even interested in eating you. They just are very territorial, and they're over you, human. That's what it says right here. He's like, before that, yeah, you were good, but now they're over you. But I'm gonna tell you this though, as I noticed that we started to raise back into our state, because I do see this happening, especially since the sacrifice of the Son. And now where we are, like, look, anybody since the sacrifice of Yahshua that can choose to walk out into the higher state, they will get to that higher state. Now, will they be able to experience the garden yet? No, but they will definitely be able to, like I said in the previous video, or maybe at the top of this video, they will definitely be able to have access to a certain amount of power. And these animals will start to be obedient to you. I'm going to tell you right now, these birds, like, man, I have developed a relationship with these birds where I know for a fact it's a certain flocks of them that follow me around. They're always around where I live. They always come around the same time of the day, like they always have. They will respond to you very differently when you are of a higher, spiritual energy, conscious, morality, however you want to say it. They will respond to you different. Even wild dogs respond to me different. And that's not me tooting my own horn. I'm just saying in general, there's just a certain energy that comes along when you start realizing like that animal ain't gonna do nothing to me. Just like that wild demon devil minded person ain't about to do nothing to me neither. Even though they looking at me crazy, like they think they about to. You're not doing anything, bro. Go see it. Satan, you better go ahead. You'll get sent into some pigs. I'm just saying. So, and that's proverbially. A lot of people are like, oh, well, you think you sent some into some pigs? All right. only the devil gets irritated with having to get checked. I'm just gonna tell you, only the devil gets irritated with getting checked, because a higher being does not get irritated with getting checked, because we know that in that we become stronger, we become better, we become more knowledgeable, we become wiser, we become more fit to do what we're supposed to be doing. We don't care about being checked. The devil hates accountability, because it's always reminding him or her of their lower state and how they need to rise up out that filthy funky junk. Yeah, it be there sometimes on these videos. It just is what it is, man. It's gonna be like that. So let's see where we was at. Okay, all these creatures was over, you was over them, but now they're under you. I mean, now you're under them. They're over you. Again, the Most High said to him, see, O Adam, how Satan has exalted you. He has deprived thee of the Godhead. Ooh. I just said in maybe not the last video, but to the video previous to this one, I was talking about that. In Psalms, I think it's Psalms 83. I can't wait to get to it because we're going to really break that chapter down. I think it's 83, where the hand of King David is petitioning to the Spirit because he's so distraught about something that he sees Israel about to be they're getting done wrong by the adversary. And he's like, he specifically petitions to the Spirit, and he's also talking to the people, but he's petitioning to the Spirit, but he's transcribing and writing, which eventually David's going to see, or whoever else is going to see it, or we see it here now. So he's petitioning. He's like, is it not written in your scripture that it says that we are the little gods on the earth? Like, rise up and get to this earth. Oh God, get to it, you people. Like it's written that we are the imprintation. We are the seed of this Godhead. So then right here, the Spirit is telling the first human, you let that low vibing, foul, dark, conniving, deceptive energy take you off of your higher state. That's all he's trying to do. And even at the end of the previous chapter, that's what it said. He just wants to destroy him. And the quickest way to do that is to get them to separate from their higher state, to go into some low vibing, destructive, dark, away from God type junk, so you could be out here getting caught up. That's the goal of that darkened one. Any of them who own that. Because like what I said in the previous video, I don't know nothing about no devils or no demons. I know nothing about these foul humans. That's what I do know about. And like I said, any of them who own that. And listen, any of them who own that low vibing junk, they hate morality and they hate accountability. Period. They can't stand the name of Yeshua, of Jesus. They hate the Holy Spirit. They hate anything that's opposite of what they roll around in, because that's the state that they chose to be in. So it says right here, he has deprived you of your Godhead, little gods on the earth. You're separated from me, and of an exalted state like unto me. I sometimes I just need to be quiet and just read. Again, I'm gonna start this verse 5 over again, because I got a little time. Again, said the Most High unto him, see, O Adam, see, first man, how this darkened one, or how Satan, because listen, Satan was not that being's name. That name represents, that Satan represents low vibing, dark, whatever, evil, wicked, however you want to say it, just like the term God represents the higher one, but that is not his name. So the next book I'm writing, because I'm an author, the next book I'm writing, I already did the cover for it. I already have the cover for it. It's called His Name Isn't God. And with the question mark and an exclamation point. Yeah. Because once we really deal with it, we're going to have to deal with the fact that that's not his name. Like, this pen could be a god. The Chrysler that's said across this, that people make that car a god. People make other men a god. Especially the low vibing of us around us, man. They run around here eating the crap of the most low vibing people. Excuse my language. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say it like that on a vlog. That's what this about. But I don't know how else to. I'm just a very honest, straight up, blunt person. It just is what it is. That's what they do. And I'm just happen to be honest and blunt from dealing with the spirit of the Most High. So that's really gets a little different, especially when you're dealing with people that don't want to hear what I be on. So anyhow, let's keep going. Let me hurry up. He says, he has deprived you of your Godhead and of an exalted state like unto me. That is deep right there. In other words, human, you were like me. You were like us higher ones. But you chose to step down away from what we made you to be so you could try and be on whatever this low vibing, foul devil wanted you to be on. And I told you not to. So now you got to walk it out. All right. And so this is the spirit of the Most High still talking to Adam. He has not kept his word to thee, but after all, he is become your foe. It is he who made this fire in which he meant to burn you and Eve. Why, O Adam, has he not kept his agreement with thee, not even one day, but has deprived thee of the glory that was on thee when thou didst yield to his command? Think, Adam. Do you think, Adam, that he loved you when he made this agreement with you? Or that he loved you and wished to raise you on high? You think he loved you? You think that demon loved you? You think that devil loved you? You think that low vibing dark energy loves you? You think it cares about you? You think it wants to see you higher? You think it wants to see your consciousness be raised? You think it wants to see you get away from the things that are causing you pain and turmoil in your life? You think that's what he wanted for real? That deceiver? But no, Adam, he did not do all that out of love to thee. Hey, come on, man. But no, Adam, he did not do all that out of love to thee, but he wished to make you come out of light into darkness. He wished to make you come from your higher state into your lower state. And if you walk it out from the lower state, it's on you. It's on you. Nobody told you to do it. In fact, you got warned to not do it, and you kept doing it anyway. So yeah, walk it out. That's why the low vibing humans amongst us hate accountability, because they don't want to have to deal with walk out your punishment for what you did, human, even though they always face it. But no, Adam, he didn't do all that out of love to you, but he wished to make you come out of light into darkness and from an exalted state to degradation. Degradation is all I see around me, especially from where I come from, the city where I grew up in. It's a dark, heavy funk of a cloud over the city of Detroit. Dismissive, inhumane, destructive, killing, and just lying, weird energy. From glory to abasement. That's what degradation means. That's what I'm saying. So the ones who don't choose to elevate into their higher state, they're feeding into all the hell, bro. They're feeding into all the hell, sis. From glory to abasement, from joy to sorrow, and from rest to fasting and fainting. The Most High also said to Adam, see this fire kindled by Satan around thy cave. See this wonder that surrounds thee, and know that it will encompass about thee and thy seed when you hearken to his behest. In other words, this is what you got every time. He says, you and your children, this is what you have when you choose to wallow around with that low vibing dark one. This is what you get every time. And they still be rolling around in that filth. That he will plague you with fire, and that you shall go down to hell after you are dead. Now, that's a very interesting statement, because remember in the previous chapter, Adam said, I'm dead. He wasn't dead clearly, but he said, I'm dead. So right here, the Spirit says he'll plague you with these things and that you shall go down to hell after you are dead. Now, does that mean, now, is that the physical death, or does that mean like the death that Adam was talking about, spiritual death? I think it's both. I think it's layered. I think if you live this life, first of all, everything kind of is starting to communicate and let us know there's life after this body. So I believe this is very layered anyway. So I happen to believe that if you are walking out your state on this earth, especially as a conscious human adult adult being, male or female, and you know better, like higher morality, hey man, because you ain't even got to be that spiritual to understand that there's two different natures. You just like, it's kind of obvious on a certain level. So if you walk your life out of a low state, you're definitely not going to come back into consciousness after your spirit leaves this body, wherever you end up. You're not going to come back into consciousness in a higher state. Like, oh, well, just whatever you did in at earth don't matter. Man, no, dog. Sorry. No, you're getting the warnings now that every decision that you're making is going to reverberate past this life. You better start paying attention. Is you could hate morality and accountability all you want to. I think it's layered. That's what I'm gonna say. Let me hurry up. Then shall you see the burning of the fire that will thus be burning around you and your seed. There shall be no deliverance from it for you, but at my coming, in like manner, as thou cannot go into the cave by reason of the great fire around it, now until my word shall come that will make a way for thee on the day my covenant is fulfilled. There is no way for you at present to come from hence to rest, or to come from where you are into rest, into this higher state, not until my word comes or is to be fulfilled, who is my word. Then he will. So in other words, not until I come, not until the spirit, the energy, the vibration is coming with me, the word is coming with me, and the one who has come to fulfill it, that not until it's with him, that's when. Then will he make a way for thee, and thou shalt have rest. Then the Most High, then God called with this word to that fire that burned around the cave, that it part itself asunder until Adam had gone through it. Then the fire parted itself by God's order, and a way was made for Adam. And God withdrew his word from Adam. Man. So they do get back into the cave. That's just a spoiler alert. We're not going to go into chapter 46 right now, but they do get back into the cave. The Most High provides a way. And it's kind of like what I was saying at the top of the video, like, and just what I was saying in the previous video, and just on this stretch right here, it seems to be the theme of that Adam is always so worried, and he's always so needing things to be taken care of. And again, it just goes to show you the state that the human being is in. You know, we are dependent on a certain level, especially when it comes down to spiritual and morality. Like I said, you know, I'm kind of experiencing it in my own self. Like even today, I have been going through like a series of attacks, like just in the past several months and just in the past week, especially. And today, man, I got into prayer and got into praise and worship today, and it really helped me. And it just let me know I'm dependent on the spirit. Excuse me. I'm dependent on the spirit. And, you know, it's just kind of like when you see that the Most High still provides and he still makes a way, even through that low vibing, dark way that the spirit of the enemy tries to come through with, there's always a way out. There's always a way out. We don't never have to be rolling around subject to the fires and the guiles and the confusion and the deception and the darkness and the destruction and the bitterness of mind and the broken hearts that the spirit of that darkened devil, foul brained spirit. We don't never have to be um that's the final, because that's what the enemy wants, right? That's what that dark spirit wants. It wants us to be so distraught in our mind that we start to remove ourselves from the spirit of the Most High, and we stop walking it out, and we just get caught up in a bunch of foolishness. Like, it's easy to see that around you, especially if you live in a city area. It's easy to see low vibing, ignorant, inhumane, hate accountability type of people. They everywhere. And they revel in it, like they relish it. Like it's a badge of honor for you to talk against the higher morality, for you to talk against truth, for you to talk against lessons. It's like a badge of honor in the world of devils and demons. It's a badge of honor to hate self-control. It's a badge of honor to hate love. It's a badge of honor to hate goodness, kindness, mercy, gentleness, faithfulness. It's even popular. But you know what the thing is? That devil, this earth don't belong to him. It don't belong to them. It don't belong to them demons. I get to know that, and I get to declare that. And it gets to be so because the sacrifice of the Son makes it possible. This is what he told Adam and Eve all them years before. I get to be a human who is of a certain benefit to this, even though it's not fully at the point where it's coming back to, but it's getting there. If you know what to look for, and especially if you know your prophecies right now, and you know what to look for, oh, you know what time it is. And ain't nobody else got to know what time it is. They don't have to agree neither. Here's the thing about it. Like, what's a beautiful thing about like the state that I'm in now and certain people that I notice around me? It's not many, but I know them. You know what's so beautiful? We know that what time it is, and we know that this thing is ours. Well, it's the Most High's, but just like what he said about them animals, like what he told Adam, like, bro, your state caused them animals to be able to be over you, Adam. They were supposed to originally pay obedience to you, but now they don't. But like what I just told you, I'm pretty sure that was this video that I mentioned those birds that be following me around. Like, I have some really very special interactions with animals. I do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this little quick story on the back end of this video, and then we're gonna be done. I was I was on my way to work one day. Well, my previous job, I was on my way to work, and I was walking through. There's a building I had to walk through. Yeah, I didn't have to walk through it, but I chose to walk through this building to cut through and get back to this bus stop that I had to get to. And so I was coming out the doors. So first of all, what's really cool about these doors that I was walking out of, there's a pet store right there. And every time I would walk by this pet store in the morning, them dogs, some of it, like, they just always responded the same way. So eventually I would start stopping and kind of looking at them, and like certain ones would be responding to this right thing. So that was just always a beautiful thing too. But this one particular day, there was like 9 geese outside the door, and they just sitting there. I'm like, oh man, these geese don't be like they don't play that junk. Like, if they're somewhere, that's where they gonna be. You better go around. It's like, so as I go to walk out, I'm like, first of all, I'm like, dang, I'm not afraid of the geese because I love these animals. So I'm like, man, I don't really want them to feel no type of way. And then if they get territorial, they might be on some stuff. I open that door, and the first thing I do is I start talking to them. And like birds, they one of the okay, birds communicate by like in positive ways. Two of the ways that I know that they communicate is they dip their heads. Like when they dip their heads, or they'll dip their heads and shake their bodies, or they'll shake their tails. Like they'll kind of wave their tail at you. So when I walk through the door, and I know this because I love animals. So you got to understand, I'm putting myself on to be able to walk through a situation like this and do what I'm about to tell you that I did. So when I first start to open the door, first I don't bust through the door. I give them their respect. Understand? And so when I open the door, I open it slowly, I open it quietly, and they see me coming. Like what's crazy is one of them was like walking around looking in the door of the place where I was walking to. So it's like they're always curious. I just find it very interesting how curious animals are too. Like they're always curious about stuff. So as I walk through though, I'm like, oh hey birds, what are y'all doing out here? Y'all ain't normally out here, because mind you, I'm walking this particular path 5-6 times a week sometimes, but 5 times a week for sure. And so they ain't normally out there. And so I'm like, I'm saying hi to them and I'm speaking to them, and I'm also doing the head thing. Hi birds, hi birds. And they know that I feed the birds in the area. So I would get popcorn and different things and just like put it down for them. And they knew this. These birds knew this because they're all kind of like the same birds congregating in the same areas. Like they kind of do that. Birds will do that. They will visit a place, then they'll get up and fly and go visit somewhere else, and they'll go, that will be their chart throughout their day, and then they'll end up right back where they start at. So if you come across their start point, and generally, like most of my days, I was coming across the same birds at the end of the day too, because, well, they be back where they started at, right? To their families or whatever. So anyway, these 9 geese, man, like I walk by and I'm like talking to them, and a few of them gave me the head nod. They looking at me. They ain't worried about me at all. Like they're respectful. I probably right there could have sat down with them geese, and if I wouldn't have done too much, they wouldn't have moved. They would have just sat there chilling. And if I'd have had some food or something, they'd have been all over me. See what I'm saying? So I walked through them and I went on ahead, and I'm like, man, that's cool, y'all. That was cool. Like, I love stuff like that. Why, when I'm standing at the stop waiting for my freight to come, I see a dude get out his car and he he goes to approach the door. He can't even make it to the door because 3-4 of them then got up and chased him off. Like, chased them off. Like, bro, no, you're not coming. You're not coming through this door. Me, on the other hand, they ain't give me no problems at all. And that's what I'm saying to you about, like, the states that we are in. Some of us are in different states than others. That's why I know this video is longer than normal lately. I've been trying to make these less than 30 minutes or so. But, I just wanted to share that story because we can be in different states. And depending on the state that you're in, these animals are going to have to obey you for real. Because if you are of a higher spiritual nature and you are of the Most High for real, right now at this time where we are, you can get obedience from these animals, from wild animals. Or animals like that was supposed to ran up on you, did something crazy, and they don't. You see what I'm saying? Because they know. Like, I've experienced that too. One time I was just recently, not long ago, I was coming from dropping my nephews off at school, and I was walking down this one particular stretch of the road. There was a dog that came from behind the house. Now this road is like a main street kind of, but there's houses on it. So it's like the animals that live on roads like that, they're going to be a lot more susceptible to people and just kind of like they won't be as aggressive as some of like your like straight up staunch neighborhoods. But I'm kind of on like a road that is a major road that it just has houses on it. And so this dog comes running back from the back of the house with no leash or nothing. Cause I'm gigging, like, mind you, for my, like, I'm getting it. I got on my headphones. I don't care who see me. It's all sorts of people going to work, people leaving out their houses, people at the bus stop. I don't care. I'm doing my thing. It don't matter. Like, right, like I none of that matters to me at that point. So these people ain't God. And so I didn't already figured that out. So this dog comes charging. Now, mind you, I got something on me to defend myself. So as he I'm not even thinking about grabbing nothing, because I'm like, I look at him. I looked at him and thought in the back of my head, yeah, you might want to stay. Man, you better chill. That dog stopped dead in his tracks, looked, barked a few times, turned around, walked back. Yeah. So I'm just saying in general, different states of people, and you better understand, and you better start being able to pay attention to these low vibing devil and demon minded people. Man, you better stop playing with them. They out here on something real different, because just like how I walk out my morality, they're walking out some demon, devil, dark, low junk, and eventually it's going to manifest on you for real. Some of you ain't seen it yet. It's going to manifest upon you, dog. And when it does, you ask for it. And it should never have to take all that. Just like what the Spirit said to Adam. Like, and I wasn't expecting on even saying all this at the end of this video. So whoever makes it here, you just hearing what God wanted to say. But it's like what the Spirit said to Adam. Why did it take you having to be in that state now for you to actually care about what's going on? Why did it take something crazy happening to you for you to actually go change your ways? That is crazy work when you think about it. That's insanity. Why it take you getting knocked upside your head 500 times in a row for you to learn a lesson? That's crazy. That's your choice, by the way. And right now, the state that we are in, the state of being that we're in, and this time frame that we're in right now, you really don't want to be messing with that, because it's coming back so fast. Like that fire that engulfed and stopped them from getting in the cave. Like, yeah, it will stop you from getting into your abode. It will stop you from getting into your provision. It will stop you from getting to your promise. Sometimes you can have the right intentions, and it could be somebody who operates out of that hellacious energy, and it land on your doorstep just because of a person that you is around, or that's near you, or that, whatever, a friend or a relationship, or it's whoever, whatever. All right, that's the end of it. This video ended up being a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, but I'll just mark that off and let people know, like, once I go back and I listen to these, I kind of can, leave my little comments and let them know, like, at the 28-minute point, all the reading is done and the rest of it is just God talking. So y'all be blessed, man. Be encouraged. If this information resonates with you, you make it this far to the back end. I always put these on the back end of the video because I feel like the people who make it to the back end, they really care. And those going to be the ones who probably subscribe and share it and notify and all that good stuff. And I see that some of y'all are making it all the way to the end of the videos. My analytics shows me that. So I appreciate the ones who are. This vlog is not about me going viral, making money or anything. This is my tithe. This is my tithe right now. So, I'm grateful for you coming back. Come back for the rest of the videos. Remember, I'm about to start posting on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday all the time. Those are going to be the days that I post now. I'm going to have set days that I post so I can, kind of have like some order to this thing. All right. Y'all be blessed. Thank you for coming back. Peace.